It's Marvel time! Hello and welcome to another figure review. Today we're gonna have a look at the SH Figuarts Avengers Infinity War Hulk figure. Now, when I watched a lot of top 10 figures of 2018, this guy popped up a lot. And I don't really collect the Marvel line, but I'm a huge fan of the Hulk. So I was interested because of that. And he recently showed up at my local comic book store, the Fancy Box. Shoutouts to these guys working there. And yeah, I decided to give this one a go, so let's have a look. So I don't know about you guys, but I think there's always something really fun about a big and bulky dude from SH Figuarts or Figmas. You know, lines that are known to do more smaller figures, schoolgirls, or like mascot Dragon Ball guys, which really aren't that big, except for Broly. But how big is this guy? He stands at about almost 21 centimeters to the top of his head, a little shy of it. So that means we're going up to 8 inches, 8.1 inches tall. Overall look and detail of the figure, this is Marvel Infinity War, so obviously it's more realistic looking. The face sculpt is super nicely done. I think they use the 3D printer or the dot matrix or whatever you call it. You see the little spots in the face. It's not really noticeable unless you really zoom in a lot. He has dark lips, which is accurate, and you might think it looks a little bit funky, but as I'm saying, accuracy. So they're just going with the design of the movie. The hair sculpt, that's something I've heard a lot of people be iffy about. I mean, how it looked in the movie, the design, but the sculpt is good. And that's what I'm trying to get at. I'm just kind of stumbling over my words, apologies. But rest of the figure, you got all the detailed muscle work. Let me zoom in on that real quick. And texturing. Do you see like almost like he has goosebumps or something? He has all kinds of texturing going on through his body. So he doesn't look plain, which is a thing with the Hulk. You say, oh well, it's just a guy, just a green guy in pants, you don't have to do a lot. And I really appreciate when they're doing the extra effort for that. Plus shading, holy crap, there is tons of shading in his muscle work, making him look even better. There's all the veins going on all throughout it, especially the arms. And yeah, overall extra effort, looking nice, big fists with more veins in it. As we move down to the pants, which have like a kind of like a dark purplish thing going on. It's really hard to tell. He has the one silver button, well, kind of also bronze, goldish. And as we go down to the ripped pants, which unfortunately though, that's one thing, this just looks kind of weird. It is molded though, but it doesn't really look that much. They didn't really mold it that thick. So it kind of looks like they just painted it on even though they didn't. So that's weird. Down to the big feet, more veins. All the toenails are also molded on there. And yeah, overall, very nicely done. So another concern with these big guys is always the articulation. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna do well, or are they gonna screw it up? With this one, I think it came out pretty well. Head goes back nicely, doesn't really go forward, and it does tilt side to side, and it does go all the way around. But as I said, it doesn't really go forward, but you have neck articulation for that. So combine these two and you get some pretty good posing with the head, and the neck also has a little bit, tiny bit of side to side. Then we have these big butterfly joints completely molded. Does leave a little bit of a gap, but only if you pull it out all the way. Then it kind of leaves a gap up there. So small gaps, but acceptable gaps. I'm not really complaining because the range of it is very impressive. For a big dude, then we have a giant ball hinge in there that just kind of packed in to another, what seems to be a ball. Yeah, there's not a big ball in there. So you can rotate it around. You have the hinge in the shoulder, so that goes up very nicely. Also sticks out a little bit over here. Can you move this up and down? So it's not really a butterfly joint, so you can move this entire muscle piece up and down as well. And back to the shoulder though, goes up very nicely, and with the joint you get really great range with it. Don't have bicep swivel, which is kind of weird, but okay. Double hinged elbow, or is it a single hinge? I can't really get this hinge to move. Is it stuck or does it not work? Let's see. It should move, but I'm not getting it to move right now. Also not on the other side, so that may be stuck. It looks like there's definitely something there. Then the fist is on a ball with a long peg, so that's really limited and goes all the way around, but really back and forth motion. Not really anything there. Chest articulation, yeah, that's pretty good. Back, forward, side to side a little bit, and it does, I think it does go all the way around. I wouldn't force it too much though, but as you can tell, it works. Leaves a little bit of a gap once again, but a forgivable one. It's just like the thing, you might be thinking, oh, just other figures you would rip apart for that, but he's a big dude. Other figures usually is copy-paste for the joints and everything, but here you gotta figure out some new stuff. So torso goes side to side, would probably go all the way around and has a little bit of wiggle motion. Then the legs, you have these big parts over here, which basically are working as hinges. You got the hinges hidden under there, and you can also rotate that forward. Don't really go to the back because it's blocked by the butt, and it does go out to the side though very nicely. Also have a thigh swivel in there. Doesn't really go all the way around by the way it's molded. Then the double hinged knees, those are definitely double hinged and they are working. And the foot is on another ball hinge, so that goes forward, back, and it does tilt side to side, really a lot if you're getting the right angle for it. And finally you got a toe hinge which goes up all the way. And the accessories are really minimal for the big guy, but you don't really need that much. I mean, you don't need any energy effects or whatnot because it's the Hulk. He smash. You got the two faces, angry grinning teeth and angry yelling face. I love the expressions on those. Really gives a good feeling of the rage of the Hulk, and then he just has some open grappling hands, and that's it. And that's already gonna bring me to the final thoughts of this figure. What do I think about the SH Figuarts Hulk? Well, color me surprised. I mean, like I'm saying, I saw this guy in a lot of top 10s lists, and I can see why. So obviously, the good parts, the great parts, he looks amazing. I love the extra effort that they put into the entire body mold with like the molded skin, kind of like the goosebumps going on, the paint job, the shading, damn shading. I love shading so much. Why don't you do that more often, Figuarts? Like seriously, I'm always so appreciative when they do shading, and I'm kind of giving them flack when they don't. But anyway, for this figure, it comes up great. The articulation is very nice. It's a little bit limited in some parts, but really forgivable. Again, because it's a big dude, has a little bit of gaps. Again, not a deal breaker. And the other part, which you could say meh, are the accessories. You only have, well, 3 hands in total is pretty good. And only 1 set of different hands, like fist hands, well, 2 sets of hands in total, fist hands and open hands. Again, kind of limited, but forgivable. I say that a lot, but this is a different scale than your regular Figmas and your Figuarts. So I'm okay with everything that went into making a great Hulk mold. And they delivered on that with flying colors. So yeah, I do recommend this one 100%. This is probably the best Hulk out there. I mean, like seriously, I have the Figma Hulk, which was a little lacking in articulation, but still, this guy beats that, and he has all the great looks, all the shading. So again, recommend it. And that's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, gameplay stuff, and whatever the Hulk wants.